What do you make of this extraordinary situation?
It is incredible how the Spanish Federation and, of course, his family, of course, his allies, but especially the Spanish Federation is battling the Spanish government, FIFA, and uh, so many international organizations to keep hold of these men in charge of the federation. It's one of the things that is most shocking to me because it would be easier for them maybe to release him, to make him resign. Instead, they are fully backing him in a case where we have video evidence, we have many declarations by the player, by the players, that wasn't a there was no consent in that case. And to see the Spanish Federation actually backing him now and again, it's quite shocking, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Julia, but I think if he had immediately admitted fault and said, you know what, I got carried away, that was entirely inappropriate, but I want the focus to be on the women's win, and he'd sort of back down out of the spotlight with that apology, I don't think there's any chance that we would still be talking about this today. But instead, he's just doubled down and dug in even deeper. Now, this whole hashtag, it's Se Acabó, I believe, which is kind of the Spanish version of Me Too. It translates to mean it's over. When will this be over?
Yeah, we have to see how it develops because, of course, the Spanish Federation is fully backing Rubiales, and we have to see how that develops because, of course, we have the Olympics next year. We have other teams already starting to, get friendlies, organize, their post-World Cup preparations, and for the team that actually won the World Cup to be in such a stalled moment, it's quite shocking. And for the Spanish Federation to be in such a position with FIFA going actively against them, with the possibility of maybe representing the federation, the Spanish clubs, it's quite, it's something that we have to follow closely because it's going to be having many developments over the next few weeks. And of course, we see men's football players, men's football clubs supporting Jenni Hermoso. We have clubs in other countries supporting her as well. So it's something that the federation, actually the leadership of the federation, is standing by themselves. So yeah, we have to see how that goes, but I think it's going to drag itself a little bit longer.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And of course, Rubiales is doubling down on this. He blames, you'll love this, false feminism witch hunt. He also, the other extraordinary thing is there are other high-profile people in Spain saying they actually agree with what Rubiales did. Now, I watched another clip where he grabs a man with the same gesture where he put his hands around the back of his head and kissed him on the cheek. And that got me thinking, well, maybe this is something he does generally, which is strange, to say the least, but nevertheless, he may well do that. I still think grabbing your crotch is most unusual, undignified, and shouldn't happen in public life.
Yes, and of course, when you talk about even if it was a consented kiss, you have the president of the federation asking a player to kiss her in public, in front of cameras, in front of everyone. How much agency did she have in that position to say no, for example, even if she said yes, which says she didn't. So, it's quite difficult to understand why is he doubling, tripling down on this thing. And, he keeps saying that he'll fight against all the lies. His mother is locked up in a church at the moment. It's quite a difficult situation to watch from outside of the Spanish culture because we don't know exactly what is motivating him and what is motivating these people to actually back him so closely.
Yeah, and this is essentially, a sexual assault, or at least it's going to be treated as such, as we heard prosecutors say today. But this was something that happened on camera for the entire world to see, and yet they brought in body language experts to analyse her response and her behaviour to decide whether or not she consented to the kiss. And I think this speaks volumes about, even though this is women's sport, it's still so male-dominated. There's such an air of male entitlement within women's sport at the moment. And I just worry about the message that this sends to other victims, male or female, but particularly female victims of any sexual assault, that are looking at this and going, well, we can see what happened. It's clearly there on camera. What if what happened to me wasn't filmed?